Hello dear viewers, a warm good evening to you all. Hope you had a lovely day. Today is a Sunday, usually a Sunday. It's a calm day, people wake up, some go to church, some stay at home relaxing. For our Nokwi 24, we sat down and got for a show called Holy Drive. It can be a way of communicating to you just from your houses. I want to appreciate the team I work with to bring this show to where it is today. As usual, I am designed by Harsh Suits. This guy is at California Plaza, RF50, and Musa from Capital Center, RD15. Tonight, as usual, I want to first appreciate everybody who watches this show from different places. You inspire us to keep on moving. You guys really motivate me to work harder and make this show grow. As usual, tonight, usually have different guests. And before I go to my guest, I want to wish everybody who was born in July happy birthday. Deacon Rogers, Mama Sarah, and everybody who was born in July. I love you all. You guys, Mbagali Zemia, Kamuangale. Anyways, tonight I am honored to be hosting an amazing gentleman, my long-time friend. You can he's an artist. He's a former street kid. I want you to listen to his story very well. A guy was on the streets of Kampala, part of the gang called Kifesi, leading a team of over 50 people, robbing, doing all kind of, I don't know how I can describe them, but a lot of bad things. Today, I'm seeing him touching many lives, inspiring very many youth that have lost hope in this world. Ladies and gentlemen, the guest I have for you tonight is not very old, you'll see him. But before I bring him on board, I'll take a small break and I'll be right back with him. We'll be back from that small break. At this point, I want to take the honor to introduce to you the guest I have for you tonight. Guess who? Don't blink, he's right here.
Yeah man, I'm called Richie Zion, gospel artist straight away from the worship house, Nansana. I love Jesus, I'm a gospel artist, and I'm happy to be here.
Wow, I'm happy to have you on this show.
Man.
Many years ago we met, and I was younger than this, and we had a chat. I remember that the words you shared with me, and they have pushed me to where I am today. I love you so much, that's why I'm honored to be having you tonight on this show. Briefly, give us a small recap about yourself, your background, where were you born from, briefly. Then we proceed.
Yes, me I was born in Namungona suburbs, there in Kampala. Yeah, I grew up with my father and stepmother. As a young kid, yes, but as I was growing on, in my family, I came to realize that I'm in a family whereby the mother is not my real mother, is my stepmother. Because I grew up listening to such words, I was brought up in a harsh way by my stepmother. I grew up listening to such words that Olingo Mulambo, Olinge Ntana. So those were the words they used to abuse me. When I do up something as a young kid, I was, beaten, too much. So I came to know that yes, where am I? This is not my mother. And I grew up with my siblings, but they could, sometimes abuse me. Mama fesia kuzala. So as a young kid, I grew up having a vision the day I'll escape from home. That's why that was my vision. The day I'll, get away from home, because I didn't like being home, because being home was something very not interesting to me. Every time, mami akomyo, omulambo gwa wanoguluwa, entana ya wanedwa. Those words, they echoed in my head every time. When you do up something, bakuba bubinyo. So as a young kid, one day I'll escape from home. But guess what? After my P7, I started my P7 in St. Teresa, Buyege. Yeah, anybody from Buyege, St. Teresa, I love you. Yeah, and I got a first grade.
Hey, wow.
I got 10 points.
That is really great.
I got 3-3, 2-2. And my dad was like, you know, man, I gave 4 choices. I gave Mengo, I gave Old Kampala, I gave St. Matthias Kalemba, and I gave St. Louis Chitovu. But I chose St. Matthias Kalemba, and I went to senior 1. I did my senior 1 in St. Matthias Kalemba, senior 1, senior 2, senior 3, but I was in boarding. Yes. Then after I was given a suspension from St. Kalemba, I came back home. My dad took me to Caltech Academy. I sat my senior 4. But in all that, I loved being at school, not at home. In the holidays, I used to at least over Sengansigalira Somero, because life home was very, very, very so harsh. Because of this, my mother who brought me up, she was a rude woman. But now, guess what? After my senior 4, I ran away from home. After my senior 4, I ran away from home.
Before disappearing, you just woke up and...
Yeah, I ran away. But in all that time, there was a woman called Mami Shamim. Whenever I wanted to run away, she could call me and tell me, Richard, you know, life is not easy outside there. I know you're going to run away. I know that's not your mother. I know they're doing all that to you, but first study. Study. So that woman kept on reminding me about studying. So ma, you know, you'll never be anybody when you don't go back to school, when you don't study. So I pushed up to senior 4 because of that woman's voice. But at home, it was so life was not good. Then after I set my senior 4, then I ran away from home. I went to karaoke. I started dancing in bars, those things, in a group, you know. Daddy looked for me.
What was the first experience you after leaving home, knowing karaoke? How was it? That new world, how did you venture into that?
It was a harsh world because I didn't know places in town. We could go to almost every bar, every place, getting new friends. These guys, they smoke, you know, being with ladies is the order of the day, taking alcohol. So it was a new experience. I didn't, you know, by that time I didn't know, I was not so much, you know, in alcohol, in drugs. So I started, you know, trying some drugs like alcohol, you understand? But in vacation, after our vacation, papers came back and I'd done very well. I'd got good results. I'd got the first grade.
Wow.
Then my dad looked for me and told me, "Gwe guy, beramu, osomye bulungi, go to HSC." Then my dad brought me back. But even this woman, Mami Shamim, kept on, you know, looking for me. Because one day I told her that I want to be a president. She told me, you know, when you want to start thinking about being a president, you have to study up to senior 6, then you go to campus.
Hey,
then she came back and
pushed you.
Yeah, those what pushed me, and my dad wanted me to go back to be at school. Then I came back from the streets, from karaoke. Then I went to senior 5 and I did senior 5, then senior 6. I went to Uganda Matters Rubaga. Then I did senior 5, then senior 6. Then after my senior 6, life was very harsh at home. Things that
there was no change.
There was no, and even that had got misunderstandings with my stepmother. So this stepmother who brought me up was chased away from home.
I think that was an answered prayer on your side.
Not really, but and dad married another woman. So also this woman came with her force. She chased away all my
administration.
Yeah, she chased away my siblings. Yeah, she started by chasing away the kids from the other stepmother from home. Yeah. Then after some time she also fought with me. Then I was also chased away from home. But by the time
and your dad was watching, like.
No, my dad was this. You know, ladies. My dad was like he was in love with the woman and you know with my mother.
Really bad.
So life it was so harsh that even they went to court, all those things. But by that time things went to that side. Me, I was already tired. So I just walked away. I started my own life. So me, I started my senior 6 in in 2006. No, 2010, 2009, 2010. That's when I started my senior 6. 2010. So from 2010, vacation, then I started my own life. Nengendake Sudani nebibera bibinyo. I came back, but I got some money from Sudan. Came back, I sent it to my girl. I had a girlfriend by that time.
Wow.
Yeah, but coming back, this girl had enjoyed my money, all of it.
And she had chucked you.
You know, she had checked me and she was in love with some other guy. Then she told me, yes, I Richard, you, that was a long distance love, those things.
I couldn't handle.
So when I came back,
That was my demo.
yeah, so that also put me off. I started using drugs, taking alcohol.
Became desperate in short.
Desperate. I had nobody, maybe no brother of mine, no sister who could look for me. I didn't know where my mother is. Nobody wanted to know about me. So I got a new family in the ghetto. There is a place called Mengo, Chijambia. It's in Mengo. So I got a new family. These guys could smoke every day. Started smoking. You know, these boys could, they were thieves, they were thugs. So I got a new family. So I also became one. I learned boxing. I learned and everything.
You learned life the hard way.
Hard way. So we could smoke every day smoking. You know, during the day we are smoking, taking alcohol, taking drugs, taking weed, taking blunts. Then at night we go to places where the bars, places where, you know, in at night there are some places there's amnesia, you know, places where laughters, choto, those places. I wait for these guys who are drunk, you know, people who move at night. We could, you know, it was a group of boys, like over 50 boys. Nenga fetutambula mu Kampala, every place in town.
Every night. So were you on the street where you were staying back, like during that time? Was Sulangaku Street where you had a particular place?
We had our places we could stay places, in, yeah. Hidden places, you cannot know them. It's only when you are in the ghetto.
I see.
Yeah. So during night, even if you want to sleep well, you have got some money, you go in a lodge. That was life. No place, you call a home, lodges, sleeping in the ghetto, moving at night, clubbing, stealing, you know, twajitanga gali, group of gangs. We could say, even we could say to tambulate, even we could just come around, you know, Nakumat Kampala Oasis.
I do.
Yeah, yeah, we could come there, Amnesia, Choto, Centenary Park. So at night we are looking for people to steal.
In short, that is now we are now Kifesi. Right?
Yeah, we became Kifesi. You know, in town there are groups of group gangs. There's one from Nasana, one from Chibloka, one from Mengo, one from Natete, Ipanda, B13. You know, they have names. So we could gather in town at night. Twagamba Kampala yaf. Forget, you know. We find you moving at night, we beat you up. You know, I have a technique. I can beat you in a place and you collapse for 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Then waking up when you don't have even your pants.
I see.
So that was us.
Meaning you guys could undergo training. Oh man, no one ever in the ghetto knows how to box.
Yeah, that's the first thing. Because even you can come in the ghetto and say, man, if you don't have, you know, money, I say, man, hey, your shoes is nice. I just, you know, nganzi kujako, ugamazimpe. But when you have life, when you have, you know, power, you say go ongambanga and storage mwana. So you have to be with kabuli. Twakaidanga kabuli. Because when you don't have kabuli, they will take everything from you. In the ghetto, yeah, so that was life. I did that for so long. They used to call me wrong number. Yeah, they used to call me wrong number. So we could smoke during the day, then at night we go to places where we can steal.
So how could you feel every time you be there moving at night, no sango mutu mukubo, you just hijack the person, beat up the person, take everything else she has,
yes,
and you leave them like torn apart in tears? Like, how could you feel like you as Zion after doing that kind of act? Because
me by that time I was just praying. I was praying to God that at least they get me one day, they beat me and they kill me. Because nali nature wanganze. I didn't love my life. No. Not even, okay, I wish I knew where my mother is. I didn't know where this woman is.
You never asked Dad, where is my mom?
We could not even chat again with Dad. Nobody looked for all those years I was on the street. Yes, taking alcohol, taking weed, getting, stealing. Stealing was the order of the day. I was a pickpocket. I was smart in pickpocketing. I could just bypass you. Just bypassing you, check yourself, you don't have your phones. So I was good at pulling ladies' bags. I find a lady moving.
So what are some of the tactics you could use? Because that's how, like the tactics you could apply in.
Just know, a thief steals. A thief steals you when you have done a mistake. Like when you're moving, look this side. Me have been watching you from, I've been keeping my eyes on you. So I'm looking, any mistake you're going to make. You understand? You have put your phone here. You're moving.
You follow the person.
So I'm following you. You might even look at this side, maybe looking at something. That's when I pass you and I pull. These are the two fingers. I just pass you, then I fix them. Because I have a technique to just know where the wallet is, where the phone is. If you've been alert, I can box you and you collapse. They just see someone falling, and we are over 50.
You could.
Even these people are coming. Hey, you have beaten. They are thieves. Hey. So you think they've come to help you?
Those things are real.
Yeah, they are real. And these boys are still in Kampala. There are many groups, and right now it's worse. Now there are many street kids. Right now, many people are desperate. People don't have where to sleep. People don't have what to eat. So they have resorted to joining these suburbs, these ghettos, these slums. There are many. Tebana kyakola. So kati okukuba okujjako esimu oba kamera joyina tekimutwalira dakiika. Simu njiba eno Samsung Note 10. When wajimpamu emitwalo gyange egi. Oba nsaga kumanya oba ogiguze kakadde. So these are boys who are in Kampala every day. Let me tell you, every day phones are being stolen. Every day ladies are shouting, are crying, young. So that was us. There are many groups. Bewanamanya. No gambo unava Chijambia, unava Mengo, so many. And you have had some of the groups, Lipanda, you have had those groups. Lipanda, B13, Chibuloka boys, now Chijambia boys. There's a very dangerous group in Mulago, Nsobo. Group from Mulago. Group from Mubanda. So these are boys who are desperate.
Wow.
Katibaja never bagula. Even you can come and tell me, this guy, akwana mukazi wange. Nengamba, you just give me money.
That is
so boys are there waiting for deals. Katibia campaign, those are hot deals. That is
so bad. As we wind up that segment, what are some of the worst incidents, scenarios, if I may say, that have ever happened to you in that kind of Kifesi life? The worst incident, like the worst scenario that you'll never forget.
Yeah, the worst scenario. I had a friend in Nakulabian. We went we entered in a place. It was a kiosk. We had gone to steal from that kiosk because we knew that they told us that the owner leaves money inside there. So it was in Nakulabian. We went to steal from that kiosk. And my friend first entered. After entering, bad chance, they got him. After getting him, they started beating him. When I'm seeing, me, I was at the side. They brought tires. So
bad.
So I saw my friend being, when I'm seeing,
so
they brought the lighter. When I'm seeing, this guy, so that was one of the baddest things.
Sorry about that. You never forget.
I will never forget.
So bad.
Yeah, another person is called Solo. He was a man. This guy was coming from a rich family. It was us who taught him how to smoke, take alcohol. But this guy started taking liquor every day without eating. one day he was found collapsed in a trench.
So bad.
So because of the alcohol was too much, it busted the heart. So there are some instances which I remember in the ghetto. Another instance where I was caught, and I don't know how God saved me.
So bad.
So they were going to, burn me, but God, there's a way God saved me. And police came, and they stopped. They took me to Odi Kampala, and that's how I survived.
So Mr. Zion, we've heard all that story, how you were in Kifesi. After we are seeing you, God saving you from death, they're going to kill you. You can tell us, what was your turning point? Where did Christ meet you? What were you doing at that moment? Your turning point.
Yeah, so as I told you, we used to steal in town every night. So one day we stole a phone from that place called Nakumati. So from that, okay, it was not even us stealing that phone, it was another group. We had a rule that when we see you stealing, even though you're from another group, automatically we share. So they stole a phone, we could steal these phones and sell them. Because even these people who buy stolen phones could come on the street. We used to call them promoters. They could come and buy our stolen phones. So I saw this group stealing a phone, and we had to share the phone, sell the phone and share. But these guys had not yet come. So what we did is I told them, man, you know what? I just plucked out the memory card. It was 16 GB. It was a Techno phone. Then I took the memory card. Then after taking the memory, I kept it. We stole our phones. Then the following day, I was in the gate. I got this memory card. I put it in my phone. But on the memory card, there were many songs. It was 2016. You remember 2016? It was the year when the Catholic Pope was coming to Uganda. It was a presidential year. Yeah. So by that time, I was one of the people. They were, they were looking for people who had, famous, notorious guys in town. I was one of the people they were looking for, because I had become notorious to many police stations. Because everywhere they could say wrong number, bakunonya, wrong number. Then after, then I got that memory card, placed it in my phone. So desperate, looking for me. Life is becoming so hard. When the Pope is coming to Uganda, security is too much. So every time they're arresting. So in that dilemma, reaching in the ghetto, I got this memory card, I placed it in my phone. Then on that memory card, there were many songs. That's where I got this song, Olikatonda. So in the song, Pastor said, Digamba abana bange era bali kuyita Katonda. So that's where I had a voice telling me, what will you tell your kids? And I had a voice telling me, go to church. I didn't know any church. I only knew Catholic churches, but the born agains I didn't know in church. But I knew a person called Pr.Wilson Bugembe. Then my voice
has helped very many.
My voice took me up to Pr.Wilson Bugembe. I went there. I gave my life to Christ.
You just woke up in the morning, you dressed up.
No, it was also a journey, because I took 1 month. 1 month in the ghetto, mpaka in a divorce. But I never dropped.
I survived.
Yeah, I took 1 month. And I remember on that day when there's a day I said, let me go. I went to a friend called Fubu. Fubu gave me 5,000. Nga bagenda ku church. Nga was a wrong number. Then I just went to Kamocha, took blunts. Even they arrested me from Kamocha. But I bribed, gave some money, and they left me. I gave some officer, okay, Rasta.
I think you could use the money you had from the balances from.
I also had some money with me, because I could do many deals. Then after,
where do people invest that money after stealing? Do some of these guys have investment? These Kifesi guys?
No,
they don't have.
A few people.
They just get the money. Okay, you can proceed.
Yeah, so after ngabanta de Kamocha nentambula okuva Kamocha paka Nasa, that was a Sunday. Then after I went to Nasana, I phone when people are moving away from church. Then babuza church service wedding wanga mano. Nabaga miss a wedding nabaga namu. Nabaga no to see miss.
How are you?
I was just dressed up as a Rasta man because I had dreadlocks. So nengenda nenyingira nabaga mgela mu second service. When I entered, I gave my life to Christ. Then they told me when one soul turns to Christ, there is a party
In the heaven.
That's why I got my first song. Bolokoka tukola party, salvation, eba malaika bazinam, salvation, heaven we pali, salvation, oyatula Yesu, salvation, bolokoka tukola party. So in those words, I composed the song. Then after composing a song,
let's go slowly. When you reached Nansana, you had your dreadlocks. And people like look at you like on a city face. Like,
I want to know you know, Nansana church, egamba jangunga woli. So they expect everybody. Yeah. It's so welcoming, by the way. Wash House is so welcoming. They welcomed me.
So did you find Pr.Wilson Bugembe?
It took me like 2 months without seeing him.
Wow.
Yes.
So how did you finally connect?
I gave a story. I gave my testimony in church. Then she said, what? Then he became my friend. Pastor Justin became my friend. I made a song. It became a hit. Then that's how I became. Everybody loved me at church. I'm one person whereby everybody loved me at church. Everybody. And that year, Pastor gave me a gift. Gave me an award. Man of the Year. Wow. I was man of the year because I did a lot and I preached the gospel. I took Pastor to the ghetto, started preaching. I started up an outreach called Ghetto Church to Bonge. So every year I go to the slums, collect clothes, collect food, collect soap.
So Mr. Zion, after giving your life to Christ at Pastor Bugembe's church, did you go back to the ghetto or you kept at Nansana here? You didn't go back to the ghetto?
That's what I've been explaining, that I had that voice telling me, go back to the street and preach the gospel.
You went back and began staying with them again in the slum?
No, I just started making outreaches.
So that means when you went to Nansana, you gave your life to Christ, you didn't turn back?
I've never...
Wow.
Even I've got the ministry is in Nansana.
Wow.
Everything is Nansana.
So now after leaving...
I'm a Nansana boy now.
After leaving your friends,
yeah.
Did they like feel lonely? Did they like try to look for you about where is our friend Zion?
By the way, they knew that in Ndiko Church, then they said, that man cannot give his life to Christ. Maybe there's something he wants to steal Bugembe.
Can you imagine?
Even 5 boys joined me. Gabanga match so many mwana kuba Bugembe. Tumuli kudini. These guys started being with me at church.
Imagine.
Even and these guys are still at church, by the way, some of them. Yeah. Yeah, one guy is called Gologosa. He has organized Ghetto Run. Ghetto Run, yeah. Guys, support Gologosa. I know Ghetto Run, again about I think it's Savannah Ghetto Baduke.
So Mr. Zion, so after all this, what happened from the ghetto, you joined the ministry. Of course, you left many people in the slums.
Yeah.
I think most of your friends are still doing the same.
There are many who are still there, but I've preached. But good news is, I started up an altar in the ghetto.
Wow!
Every Sunday, I'll share with you the pictures. Wow, but these guys are like, they're saying, "Tuna kusinzanga." Yes, but they're taking their weed. There's an incident which happened. I told this guy to take us in praise and worship. So this guy was he was the one selling the weed. So he was praising.
Yes.
He brought a song. Ukamanga mulunje ya. So he was praising Eya. So this guy, the buyer came who wanted, so he did like this. We just saw someone. I was asking, who is this guy? He was there. I'm coming. He came back after selling. Really, service in ghetto is fine.
And I guess you can go there like on a Sunday. Nobody engine. Look as if they have changed.
Yeah. Then
after you disappear, and again they go back into the habit.
So for them, they praise and worship when they're taking their weed. But I know with time these guys are going to do better because I've got many people are really changing, transforming. Many of them have transformed. By the way, I have over 250 kids in my house.
Wow.
Yeah.
God is
These
so
young
faithful.
kids, yeah, I have taken back over 150 boys, kids at school, girls and boys.
How do you go about that?
I got
Have
friends
many
who
kids?
joined me. I got people from outside who joined me. People from church. Pr.Wilson Bugembe is ever my father, helping us. Wash Powers, my family, may God bless you. This guy, Wash Powers, gives us money. It's our first people who support us. Yeah, people joined me, and right now I have an NGO
Wow.
called Gospel Rise in Slums Ministries. Yeah.
Wow. So this ministry is like it's in the slums. You go
No,
to
it's in
some
Nasa
slum-
now.
Nasa.
Nah. We get them from slums and then we bring them at home. It's a very big home.
God has been so
A
faithful
very big
to
home.
you.
I pay 1.5 a month for this
Wow.
home.
God is so awesome.
Rent.
And I really want this story to move as far as possible. It
Yeah.
can impact
Yeah.
a lot. I know. I really feel that your story can change very many people who are in the world misusing
There
themselves.
are some boys I got from streets from Busavala, but right now I got them when they're in P5. Right now one competed P7 and he got 11 points. Another one got 20 points. Others are going to sit this year. They're at St. Joseph. You know, God has done a lot. There's one called Hot Cake, he's a musician. There are some guys who went to America from my ministry.
Wow.
So God has transformed many. God has got many kids. Many kids have gone back to school.
I'm wondering, whenever you go back to the streets, like in the slums where you grew up from, and you find your old friends, what comes to mind?
Right now they call me Musumba. Musumba,
Wow,
Pastor Musumba.
wow.
Yeah. So I preach the gospel. They ever watch me on TV, my songs. So I tell them, nothing. You're not going to be helped in taking drugs, in stealing. It's only one thing. We stole for many years. I've been on street for many years, but the only 5 years I've been in Christ. I have a car.
Wow.
I have land. I'm able to take back kids to school.
Wow.
So I'm ever telling them, I inspire them that way, that you can also turn to Jesus and your life be changed. You can impact. You can be useful. Your life can impact many people.
Wow.
And I've seen many turning up, changing, turning to Christ.
That is so amazing.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll ask you this question. Usually, when people get saved, that kind of lifestyle, like they are thieves, they love smoking, they use all kinds of drugs, and they usually find it hard, that addiction, to overcome it. What has helped you to overcome the addictions that you used to have before, that like the drugs, kind of stuff? Maybe it can be like maybe a word to them, to such kind of people who are still caught up in the same mess.
I want to tell you, people who are watching us, me, I was one of the baddest guys in town. I was a cartel. I used to sell drugs. I don't know how it could be taking like 20 minutes without smoking a cigarette, without taking, weed, the so-called injaga. It was the order of the day. But after giving my life to Christ, I took 1 year in church still using these drugs, by the way. It was 1 year. Ngazija ku church nenga zimazoteeka KCT. Ngala charges that. Now here, just keeping myself at church in sermons. There's one day there's a pastor called Pastor Michael preached a sermon, and it really touched me. Then he said, only one know, Ogamba, you love God, you still take alcohol, you still do masturbation, and God is going to use you. When I just made up a prayer and I told God, I don't want to shame you. Help me, redeem me. And from nowhere, I didn't know how it started. But I just saw myself not, reducing the drugs. And now, right now, I don't use any drug.
Wow.
But after praying, when I gave my life to Christ, I loved Jesus. I loved the Bible. I started reading the Bible. Even I fasted for 40 days.
Wow.
Yeah. I escorted someone in one show at UBC, Gospel Hype. Yes, I was in the audience. Then they happened to put the microphone in me. But I started vibing, and this man told me, come back on my show. He gave me a show. I had that fire for Christ. Wow. Yeah, I started, you know, I did many songs. I did a lot of songs. I had fire for Christ. Then, just because I loved Jesus, I gave my life to Christ and I started preaching Jesus. God saved me. Nanaza, nantukuza, nanzijako emize mibi byonna. God can save anybody. Wala Katonda alokola Zion wrong number. Katonda asobola okujja ku buli kyonna. So just tewaliwo kakodyo konna. Just keep in good Jesus. Just keep on loving Jesus. Agenda kuwonya kyonna. Oba olina kirwadde ki, oba olina addiction ki, gwe yite erinnya Yesu. Nze lyamponya sawa zino I'm fine. You know, ngasa. Yes, because I'm in Christ.
God has done you well.
Yeah.
Let's wind up this show. I've heard your testimony, many things God has done for you. The more God lifts you, keep humble. And of which I'm already seeing you're having. Keep it up. It's something very great. It's a very powerful tool all great men have used to make it in life. As we wind up this show, when you look back, Zion, where you've come from and where you are today, what are some of the things really say it's been the grace of God? Zenga's there on the Sunday say, well, I've had a lot, but those special things really say where I am today, it's the grace of God. Just give me a few as wind up the show.
So when I started the ministry, I didn't have money. I didn't have anything. I didn't have money for the music. I didn't have money for rent. I didn't have money to feed the kids. But I started collecting these kids when even I don't have where to take them. But I don't know how God...
What was pushing you?
I just didn't want to see these kids on the street because I knew life there.
Wow.
I was a victim. So whenever I could go to the ghetto, one of two, okay, the big guys, God will save you. But these young kids, then I started collecting these small kids. But I didn't have food, I didn't have money, I didn't have any plan. But I've seen God bringing, you know, people have started the homes, Nezifa, Nezigwao. But I've seen God, you know, touching my ministry. Sanonya ko muzungu, abazungu bebanonya.
Wow.
You know, sanonyako nyimba zange when I did my first song, it was King Weasley, respect to the king of the radio, President King Weasley. This guy called me, Nangamba, bring your music. Okay, Sarah Nanyo. Me, my first song was a hit, Salvation. Wow. Everybody loved it. I never mad, I take a mad singer, people dancing my song. Every song I could, you know, kati njagala kwebaza mukama ntino ebimu simanyi gange simagezi gange. I just saw God doing things smoothly. Wow. Right now, when you came to church, Pastor Bugembe told you, reach Zion, talk to Zion. Zion will bring. When did it start? When the man of God can trust me with his people?
I saw him calling you and telling you, like I keep in touch with you.
But he's entrusting me with his people.
Wow.
Understand? Pastor, you know, even all the shows, Pastor told me you and Damasco, you are the people who are going to select people who are going to sing on my stage. When did I start choosing people who are going to sing on Pastor Bugembe's? So there's no any science in that. It's just because of the grace.
Yeah, I saw him, he trusts you a lot. For that time I was with
It's
him.
the grace. The way the pastor loves me, the way, you know, people come and join me and start working with me, the way, you know, I've taken back these kids now for over 5 years. And let me tell you, one is in Clever Origin. Clever Origins, Josh, Bible Saswa, Mitwalo Chienda. 900 something. Right now I have 4 kids in Wakiso. They pay 770. So how do I manage attending the centers and Nzwayo at Tebamanja school fees?
Wow.
St. Joseph, I have 34 kids. So sometimes it's not my knowledge, it's not by the grace.
That's really sick.
Yeah. The way Pastor Dr. Serada called me. Nampa 5 million. Nangamba, you are my son. Pastor Kaiwa called me, he saw me on UBC. Now, Peter, the way the men of God are calling me and entrusting me, and you know, you're going to be a great man. you are a great preacher. You are. So all that is not by my grace. And I will be in the but really, it's not me. It's real Jesus.
I'm proud of you. God has been so wonderful. Wow.
Yeah.
What an amazing show. I'm speechless. I'm really humbled by what God is doing in your life.
Yeah.
Mr. Zion, as an artist, I'm seeing you, God is lifting you in music. I've had a debate before. I've heard people commenting about this, debating about it. Abayimbi ba gospel. Bayimbire bwe baba basasura sente. What's your take about that? I've heard servants of God talking about this on different stations. What's your take about that kind of thing whereby they feel like for us, you're the born again, the gospel artists, you should sing for free probably. Some are saying they should be paying some money. What's your take about that as an artist?
But truth be told, we go to the studios, we make music, we pay these studios. Like when you want to make a song with Nassim, with Brian Beats, those guys, you pay money, and a lot of money. Making videos, a lot of money. And promoting your songs on TV and radios, it's a lot of money. What I think, gospel musicians, we are ministers, we minister, but when you call a gospel artist, I also put up $7. Let me bless him with something. Bless him with something. I tell one we saying muchivulungo sasuziza abantu. Name sasule. Because you have called for sure. Entries is money. Why do you want me to sing for free? Because you have collected money from people I'm going to sing for. So pay them. Me, I don't support saying no to Imbirebwere, no?
Yeah.
We are ministers and we love God and we are serving God.
And want the music to grow.
Yeah. But please, whenever you call up someone for your services, not even gospel, even a preacher, it's people who preach the gospel. Everybody, when we services, appreciate him with something because now we money. Uganda, you fake it. You know, I was recalling a bar of soap, Pr.Wilson bar of soap. Gatujigula bili bitano, kachi, ekitole, cheche bili bitano. So things are so high. So keep on blessing with these guys, bless them with something, and God will also bless you too.
Bawulide, if you can give us your best scripture in the Bible.
My best scripture, it was one of the scripture I first knew in the Bible. That's Acts 18, from 9 up to 10. Acts 18.
You can just speak out a few
from
words.
9 up to 10. You know, you all know the story of this guy, Paul. Paul was a preacher. And when Paul he was, a bad man. He was a murderer. He used to torture God's people. But one day, this guy gave his life to Christ. He was going to murder a group of people, and God appeared to him and told him, why are you killing my people? And this guy, you know the story. And this guy gave his life to Christ. Yeah. Then Paul started preaching the gospel, but nobody could believe him. So in Acts 18, from 9 up to 10, there's a way he started, he used to go to the places, churches, preaching the gospel, but a few pastors could believe him, a few priests could believe him. So one day he was very, very, very speechless. Ngawedemu amanyi nagamba nene njiri jembuira abantu tebanzikirizamu abasumba benyini bambola abasfather bambola. How am I going to do? Then in this scripture, Acts 18, 9 up to 10, God appeared to Paul in a vision. It says, for I am with you, and nobody is going to attack you to hurt you. For I am with you, and nobody is going to hurt you. Nobody is going to attack you. Speak up, don't be silent, Paul. I'm saying you want to be silent. Speak up, don't be silent. Because I have many people in this city. If someone chases you here, don't say that it's not the end of your world. I have many people in this city who are going to help you. So God was speaking to Paul. And Paul started moving to places. Some churches welcomed him and others didn't. Some people who didn't know Christ, they gave him food. So Jesus told him, I have many people in this city, nobody's going to attack you.
Wow.
When you have Jesus, nothing is going to attack you.
Wow, amen.
Yeah, sometimes you keep quiet because something is eating you silently. Please don't keep quiet. Speak up. When you have Jesus, even that demon disturbing you at night, it will go.
Amen.
Yeah.
In 1 minute, you can give us your last remarks. And again, you invite people for your concert, which is coming up.
Yeah, I just want to tell a youth who's there something simple. I know you are there. For me, I looked at myself and never sigasa. But whenever you're there, you're a boy, you're a man, you're a lady, you're a girl, ask yourself, how can I be useful? Yes, and how can you be useful? And if you ask yourself that question, nobody is going to make you useful. It's only one person. Not even your mother, not even your father. Let me tell you, you will never be useful. Because it's only Jesus who will make you somebody. It's only God who's going to give you life. May I give my life to Christ when I'm not useful. But after giving my life to Christ, man, even I'm a father to many. So you might be there asking yourself, how can you be useful? How can your business work? How can your talent work? Please, get your talent. Yongereko Yesu. Osirike.
Send out greetings to your people. Then also invite people for your concert.
Yeah, so greetings to everybody. Yeah, U24. Yeah, I love this station. So keep yourself on this program. And I want to say greetings to those people who love Rich Zion. I'm the king of the dancer. Sometimes they used to tell us to gospel music are boy. Yeah man. Nila kaimba kagamba nti biri ebibowa twabimutinga kati tukuwa na binyuma. Ra otelangano itangayo eno muchachi kati tukuwa na guliko. Tayo muchachi kati tukuwa guliko. Yeah man. You can find me on Facebook, Rich Zion RICHIE, then Zion ZION. Facebook Rich Zion, Twitter Rich Zion 256. Yeah, other social media handles, which is you can go on my YouTube channel and subscribe right now. If you want my music, if you want this story, if you want my testimony, if you want to see what I do, go on my YouTube channel. Just put Richie Zion. Richie Zion with RICHIE, then Zion ZION. And I'm inviting you for my concert. Yeah, story yange. We want to buy this house, by the way.
Wow.
We want to buy this house. So buying this house is not easy to collect that money, but I've called you, somebody who have had this story. No story. We want to buy a home. We want to get a home for the street kids, a place these former street kids can go home. Yeah, so it's in Nansana. For chinene nyo twagala tukigule era tutade concert yawe namungona mu Kisawe. Yeah, namungona playground. Yeah, near Lubigi bypass. Yeah, so just come there. 13 August, 13th August, entry students 5K, ordinary 10,000, then VIP 50, then a table 1 million. So guys, we are going to be waiting for you for this show. To abayimbi banji Pr.Wilson Bugembe agenda kuyimba, Levickson, Pastor Justin Nabosa, Kwezi, Godfrey Kwezi, many gospel, yeah man, gospel freestyle kabaka bayimbi banji mwana. So jangu chigenda kuba chakabi abandi jagenda kuba ku scratches, waliwo guy babita Easy Samuel, DJ Giovanni, you know, Smack DJ, many guys are going to be here vibing. Tutandika sawa munana paka sawa jitinagwera. So come 13th August, I'll sing for you. We shall make you happy. Just come back. Ogenda kuzina, oweyo, sende zivamu, tugulira abana ba street, enyumba.
Wow.
Yeah,
even us, we shall be there, right?
Yeah. And I'll be waiting for you. I'll be waiting for your screens.
Yes, we shall be there.
You 24 ngela bamba linze. The managers ulide.
Yeah, bawulide, manager bawulide.
Yeah, man.
Did this hello to your pastor?
Yeah. Greetings to my pastor. The Mwita Pastor will be Pr.Wilson Bugembe. Yeah man of all seasons. I love you, man of God. So humble, and we love you so much. Keep keep so anointed. Tukwagala nnyo. Big up to my team, Rich Zion, diehards, I love you. My manager, Ham, I love you so much. Everybody loving Rich Zion. Everybody, mbagala nnyo. 13 August, Kisoboka Charity Concert, Namungona Playground, okuyingira 15 mutwalo kyetaano ne million emu.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
It's been a pleasure having you, Mr. Rich Zion. Your story has really touched me.
Wow.
And I pray this show can go to different places across the globe. And I know it can.
And if you are there, you want to come, me to come to your church, give a testimony, inspire the youths, just call me up.
Okay, you've heard. Anyways, we've come to the end of this show. Whoever follows this show from different places, you are the reason to why I hold on, why I still try my level best to push this show to where it is today. But I want to appreciate my family for all the support. I want to appreciate my team at 224 here that I work with, Hafizo, Mose. These two gents are the reason why this show is still standing up to date. But they really motivate me to keep on working harder and harder. Anyways, I want to appreciate my guest once again. Thanks for honoring my invitation. Banai Webalinyo for sparing time to come and be with us tonight. And of course, I want to appreciate people who dress me up. In a special way, I want to appreciate the man called Hash Suits. He's at California Plaza. You can get him on 07056 93428. He has the best suits. You have a party, you can check out, and I know you'll have the best at the end of the day. And of course, the shoes I'm on are from the only man around town. Is called Musa. He's at Capital Center, RD15. His number is 07088943353. And of course, if you want to advertise with us, you can check out that number on the screen. You can just check out that number and you can contact and you'll be assisted. And I love you so much once again, and I can't leave this show without saying it's always a pleasure having you all. Opportunity comes to all. What makes the rich rich, the poor poor, is timing and chance. Utilize your time and the chances you have in this world. Until we meet, I love you all. Akumei hata kumida mpeda.